What's going on YouTube? Big Philly with Poor Boys RC. Thank you again for tuning in. Today I want to talk about my favorite ESC that I'm using in the vast majority of the rigs you see behind me. It's a budget-friendly ESC. It works with both LiPo and nickel metal hydride and nickel cadmium batteries. Super easy functionality, plug and play, not a lot of programming. In fact, virtually no programming involved whatsoever. Just drop in and use it. It is the Hobbywing 1060 brushed speed controller. So you guys are probably asking yourself, why is this guy making a video about a Speedo that's been out forever? And I really can't say how many times I've been on Facebook and I'm in a bunch of different car groups. Even on the channel here, a lot of people are saying, hey, which ESC do you recommend? And inevitably, most people end up pointing to this guy right here. So if you're a Tamiya addict like I am, if you're collecting old school RCs, hey, even like the brand new stuff, like if you're running like budget Traxxas builds, things like that, this ESC should be your go-to. And I just wanted to make this video so everyone can just hopefully just punch it into YouTube and it'll come up and I'll direct them that way, because this guy, in my opinion, is the best out there. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the box. Let's talk about the different formats it arrives in, because I've got it in a couple different sort of formats depending where I've bought it from in the past. And let's talk about the functionality of the ESC. Now this box I've purchased from my local hobby store, and this is the format in which, I think this is like their more retail oriented format. I have purchased this ESC on Amazon and picked it up, and it arrived kind of like this, just in this plastic bubble wrap. From what I can tell, there's no difference other than the external packaging. But in most applications, when you buy this ESC, this is what you're going to get, this nice little box right here. I put my own little hanging tabs on it for my wall here in my hobby room. But as you can see, it's good for up to 60 amps, suitable for 110 scale. Of course, you could try and drop this into a 1/8 scale as long as you're not going too crazy with it. The ESC is waterproof, which is a huge bonus in today's rigs, especially when you're running on sand and dirt like I am all the time. It's nice just to take the hose to it and clean it off when you're done. Another neat component of this ESC is that it's virtually program free, meaning that you're just going to use these two little jumpers right here to program some of the functions that the ESC offers, and we'll get into that right away here. So what the heck is a jumper, and what does a jumper do? Well, I'm not going to open this box, I'm going to leave it closed, but we'll get this one here going. And I'll show you guys what a jumper is and why it's so neat. So these little doodads right here are the jumpers. And here, I'll pull it out. I'll pull one out first. Actually, I'll pull them both out. Here, let's start with this. So that little guy right there is the jumper. And with it, you can set these parameters here: forward brake, reverse, forward brake, or forward and reverse, and LiPo or nickel metal hydride for your battery. Now you can see the 3 pins, and I run LiPo in all of my rigs, at least 95% of them. So I'm going to take my little jumper here and set it to LiPo. Now, as far as forward brake reverse, forward brake, and forward reverse, great functionality. So forward brake reverse is what you want to put in like a 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive buggy. Forward brake, that is no reverse, so that would be good for racing applications. And forward to straight reverse, you're going to want that in a crawler. Definitely not in like a high-speed buggy, but a lot of you crawler guys like to run that way. I know like some of my rigs like that as well. So I want forward brake reverse. Put my jumper on there, and boom. This ESC is dialed in and ready to use. How simple is that? That's the programming. It's that easy. That's one of the many reasons I love this ESC. Now, that's one of the positive elements of it. I'm going to talk about one of the negative elements, at least in my opinion. And to me, that is the fact that it comes with a Tamiya plug on it. So I'm sorry, you hardcore Tamiya guys. You know, I guess I am one too, but this plug is quite dated. And when running, especially if you're gonna run a 3-cell LiPo, this sucker is gonna get pretty hot. Not the best plug option out there if you ask me. So I switch all of mine over to a Dean's plug. Obviously I haven't done that on this one. You can switch it to any plug you want. Really simple, just cut it off and put your plug of choice on. But when you buy it, you're gonna get it with a Tamiya connector on there, so keep that in mind. The other thing to also keep in mind, guys, is that this ESC is only used for brushed applications. So all of you guys running brushless motors, this guy will not work for you, okay? So brushed only. And check it out. The on-off switch is also waterproofed, and it's kind of neat how they set this up. I mean, you can just tape it down. It's got some holes in it so you could screw it down. And it's also got a provision right here on the side where you can just, boom, stick it right in, and it holds on nice and tight to the side of the ESC. Pretty darn cool. One other element that I will mention this ESC does have, something that you don't really see, is that it's got an auto cutoff feature in it. So if you're running a motor that's just a little too hot and you're going a little too fast and stressing it out too hard, it's not going to overheat and fry itself. It'll actually turn itself off. I have tested that and it does work. So that's pretty cool. Nice little function to have. Now, on top of this, you're going to get a few other things in the box, or in this case, in the bag, and we'll go over that really quickly here with you guys. So on top of everything else we've discussed, guys, it does come with a piece of double-sided tape for the ESC, also a smaller piece for the on-off switch. A little bit of shrink wrap for your battery should you decide to change your connector over, which is super duper handy dandy. A couple zip ties, I think I've already used one. Nice little decal sheet. And the instruction manual showing you how to use this guy. Not that you really even need an instruction manual with this thing, because it's so easy to set up. Drop it in, plug it in, and away you go. So just a really quick video for you guys today, just showcasing the Hobbywing 1060 brushed ESC, a great value ESC. I pick these up usually about $25 Canadian online. That's often with free shipping. You just can't beat that price. Great bang for the buck. So check it out for all you guys that are looking for a budget ESC that is super reliable. You're not going to be disappointed in this little guy. Great bang for the buck. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Love y'all, and be excellent to each other.